Sakir-Har, the pharaoh who bridged worlds in ancient Egypt. The history of ancient Egypt is filled with iconic figures whose legacies shaped civilizations. Yet, not all pharaohs are equally celebrated. Some, like Pharaoh Sakir-Har, remain enigmatic, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. His reign, as part of the Hyksos dynasty during Egypt's 15th dynasty, offers a unique glimpse into a turbulent period where cultures collided and identities merged. Sakir-Har's story is set against the backdrop of the Second Intermediate Period, a time when Egypt was divided between the native Theban rulers in the south and the foreign Hyksos in the north. His rule represents a complex chapter of adaptation, resistance, and survival, where political cunning and cultural blending were key to maintaining power. A divided Egypt, the setting of Sakir-Har's reign. In the centuries before Sakir-Har, Egypt had been a unified and thriving civilization, ruled by powerful dynasties. However, during the Second Intermediate Period, this unity crumbled. The Hyksos, a group of foreign leaders of Asiatic origin, seized control of the Nile Delta and established their capital in Avaris, a city known for its strategic location and bustling trade networks. The Hyksos brought with them new technologies, including the horse-drawn chariot and advanced metalworking techniques. These innovations gave them a military advantage, allowing them to dominate northern Egypt. However, their rule was not universally accepted, as native Egyptians in the south, particularly in Thebes, sought to reclaim their land. Pharaoh Sakir-Har was among the Hyksos rulers tasked with maintaining control in this divided Egypt. His reign reflects the challenges of leading a multicultural kingdom where tensions between native Egyptians and the Hyksos elite simmered beneath the surface. Sakir-Har's rise to power, a strategist in turbulent times. Little is known about Sakir-Har's early life, but his ascension to the throne was likely marked by strategic alliances and political maneuvering. As a Hyksos ruler, he would have had to navigate the complexities of ruling a foreign dynasty in a land with deeply rooted traditions and a proud heritage. Historical inscriptions reveal that Sakir-Har adopted Egyptian royal titles and presented himself as a legitimate pharaoh. This was a calculated move to gain the support of the native population and legitimize his rule. By aligning himself with Egyptian deities such as Ra and Osiris, Sakir-Har sought to bridge the cultural divide between the Hyksos and the Egyptians. One of the few artifacts that mention Sakir-Har is a damaged stela discovered in Avaris. The inscription highlights his efforts to fortify the Hyksos' hold on northern Egypt and his dedication to the gods. Whether these inscriptions were propaganda or genuine reflections of his rule remains a matter of debate. Cultural fusion under Sakir-Har. Sakir-Har's reign was characterized by cultural fusion, as the Hyksos rulers adopted Egyptian traditions while introducing their own innovations. This blending of cultures is evident in the art, architecture, and religious practices of the time. In Avaris, archaeological excavations have uncovered artifacts that showcase this fusion. Egyptian-style statues and stele coexist with pottery and tools of Asiatic design. Temples in the city were dedicated to both Egyptian and Hyksos deities, reflecting a unique blend of religious practices. This cultural integration was likely a survival strategy. By embracing Egyptian customs, Sakir-Har and his fellow Hyksos rulers aimed to ease tensions and gain acceptance from their subjects. However, it is unclear how successful these efforts were, as resistance to Hyksos rule persisted in the south. The military reign of Sakir-Har. As a Hyksos pharaoh, Sakir-Har's rule was marked by military challenges. The Theban rulers in the south, led by the 17th dynasty, were determined to expel the Hyksos and reunify Egypt. While records of specific battles involving Sakir-Har are scarce, his reign likely involved ongoing skirmishes and fortification efforts. The Hyksos military innovations, including the chariot and composite bow, gave them an advantage over their enemies. Sakir-Har would have relied on these technologies to defend his territory and maintain control over the Nile Delta. However, the Thebans were resourceful and eventually adapted these innovations, leveling the playing field. The mystery of Sakir-Har's death. The circumstances of Sakir-Har's death remain one of the great mysteries of ancient history. Unlike many other pharaohs, whose burial sites and tombs have been discovered, Sakir-Har's final resting place is unknown. This absence has fueled speculation about the end of his reign. Some historians believe that Sakir-Har may have been killed in battle, possibly during a confrontation with the Theban forces. Others suggest he was overthrown by internal rivals within the Hyksos court. Another theory posits that his legacy was deliberately erased by subsequent rulers seeking to distance themselves from the Hyksos era. The lack of definitive evidence has left room for speculation. Could Sakir-Har have been betrayed by his own allies? Was his tomb looted and destroyed in the chaos that followed his death? These questions remain unanswered, adding to the intrigue surrounding his life. A legacy overshadowed. Despite his efforts to legitimize Hyksos rule and maintain control over northern Egypt, Sakir-Har's legacy has been overshadowed by the dramatic events that followed his reign. The Theban rulers eventually launched a successful campaign to expel the Hyksos, culminating in the reunification of Egypt under Ahmose I, the founder of the 18th dynasty. As a result, the Hyksos period was often portrayed negatively in Egyptian records, with their rulers depicted as foreign oppressors. This bias likely contributed to the obscurity of Sakir-Har's legacy. However, recent archaeological discoveries have begun to shed light on this period, offering a more nuanced view of the Hyksos and their contributions to Egyptian history. Speculations and anecdotes. The human side of Sakir-Har. Historical records may be sparse, but legends and anecdotes offer a glimpse into the human side of Sakir-Har. One story suggests that he held secret negotiations with Theban envoys in an attempt to broker peace. According to this tale, the meeting took place in a lavish banquet hall in Avaris, where Sakir-Har impressed his guests with his wealth and diplomatic skills. While the details are likely exaggerated, such stories highlight the complexities of his reign. Another speculation involves Sakir-Har's family life. Some scholars believe he may have arranged marriages between Hyksos elites and Egyptian nobles to strengthen political alliances. If true, this strategy would have been a testament to his adaptability and pragmatism. The rediscovery of Sakir-Har. In recent decades, archaeological excavations in Avaris have brought new attention to Sakir-Har and the Hyksos period. Artifacts bearing his name, including fragments of stelae and seals, provide valuable insights into his reign. These discoveries challenge earlier narratives that dismiss the Hyksos as mere invaders and instead portray them as active participants in Egypt's cultural and political evolution. Sakir-Har's story is a reminder that history is rarely black and white. While he ruled during a time of division and conflict, his efforts to bridge cultures and maintain stability reflect the complexities of leadership in a multicultural society. Why Sakir-Har matters today. Pharaoh Sakir-Har may not be as famous as Tutankhamun or Ramses the Great, but his reign offers important lessons for understanding the dynamics of power, identity, and cultural exchange. His story highlights the resilience of Egypt, a civilization that absorbed and transformed foreign influences into something uniquely its own. As archaeologists continue to uncover new evidence, Sakir-Har's legacy may one day take its rightful place in the grand narrative of ancient Egypt. For now, he remains a symbol of a fascinating and transformative era, where the lines between conqueror and ruler, foreigner and native, were blurred in the pursuit of survival and unity. Sakir-Har's life and reign remind us that history is shaped not only by the grand triumphs, but also by the quiet struggles of those who navigate the complexities of their time. His name, once nearly forgotten, now stands as a testament to the enduring mystery and allure of ancient Egypt.